What's going on? It's Ready Set Homestead, where the only fluff is the feathers. And today I'm at a friend of mine's poultry farm. So I'm going to be showing you what the daily chores involve when you're taking care of 500 birds. Let's go and just get into it. Now, I have it in super fast speed. I think this is about 20 times, maybe faster than that, maybe 50 times speed. But anyway, what I'm doing, I'm feeding the turkeys. You got to make sure everything gets fed. So when I do it, I like to feed everything outside, then I move inside. That's actually the father of the girl who owns the farm. It's really important when you're homesteading, even if you're trying to be self-sustainable, to have a community. So he works, he has other things that he's doing, and she normally takes care of all the chickens and turkeys and things like that. So she went out of town, and so I'm covering her portion of it. So the water, we're putting cord inside there. Just show you real quick, 2.5 milliliters per gallon of cord. Cord is going to help those baby chicks. We're only giving it to the baby chicks in their first week or two of life, just to make sure that they don't die of coccidia or anything like that. But here's actually the chick room. So you can see the chick room. I mean, I want to say there was 400 chicks in this. There's 200 on this side, 200 on the other side, but they're getting 18% medicated starter feed. And you can see them all running around in here. As these ones grow out, they'll be moved to the bigger pens. But every single day, just, you have to check for dead ones. You have to remove them. You have to make sure that they have feed. You have to make sure they have water. In addition to the cord containers, they do have an auto waterer system inside this barn. So you can see water shutoffs, and then we have the cups down below. It's just important to check and make sure that there's no leaks on a daily basis, because if you do have an auto watering system and there's a leak, it can just spray out everywhere, and it's just a really, really bad situation. So again, filling up all, these are the pullets. So this specific person that I'm working with, actually that one's a little wet right there, but anyway, this poultry farm that I'm working with, they do sell chicks, and they also sell started pullets. So they sell them about 6 to 8 weeks old. And so these are the grow out pens for various breeds. They usually separate them into 2 or 3 breeds for the grow outs, and then all the chicks just kind of live together. But making sure that we get all the feed. Of course, these are 50-pound bags. We're going through probably a bag a day. The last day, which is this one right here, I was making sure that I got everything nice and cleaned up, because she does have customers coming tomorrow. And so with this, I made sure that everything was filled up. I went through, I think, 3 bags just to make sure everything was topped off. But in addition to that, you got to make sure you clean it. So this is river sand or masonry sand that they use inside. It's really, really great when you have a lot of birds. And I'm just scooping it up. So, they poop. It's kind of like kitty litter. You scoop up the feathers, scoop up the poop, and you just dispose of it. So I need to clean out each and every single pen. Just make sure that it's nice and clean. This also helps with the health of the birds. When you clean up that fecal matter, you clean up those feathers, you don't have to worry about as many mites or parasites, things like that. They're going to latch onto those and eat those, because that's what a lot of those things eat. So you're just raking it out. It's just a metal rake. Sand is super, super easy to do. It allows you to kind of look at the birds, see if there's any that are limping around, acting kind of weird as well, because they should be moving away from you. I mean, even if you're, friendly with them, they should not want that rake to be near them. And so if they're limping or they're kind of sluggish, that could be a problem. But you just use a metal rake, and then you just scoop it up with a shovel. This is the turkey pen. Turkey pen's a little bit more difficult. Feathers are a lot bigger. It's also outside, so it has more elemental exposure. And then, it's just, they're out here all the time, as opposed to just chicks, moving in and out. But they do have full-grown chickens as well, so collecting some eggs. I know they collect their eggs like once a week, I think it is. And so that's kind of what I did here. It was the last day, so I went ahead and collected the eggs. They do have a breeding program. It's pretty good. She has what they call gemstones, which she's been selectively breeding the birds to all the eggs that they lay have kind of a speckledness to them. And they're chickens, not ducks. So pretty cool. But get all the feathers out, and then I just kind of move them in all one spot. Now, it's kind of interesting, because all of the structures I build are always 7 feet, because I'm about 6 feet tall, and I like to make sure that I have some headroom. I noticed that I kept slamming my head. I had to duck for most of the part inside this area. I kept hitting my head on the rafters. Well, it's because they're only 5'8", so they didn't have to build it as high. So the most important part, if you're watching somebody else's farm, is biosafety. I have chickens, I have turkeys. I don't want any diseases to spread, so I clean off my shoes, I clean off my hands. When I get home, I'll clean them off even more. And that's it. Enjoy homesteading.